We all were naive little freak angels at some point, and we dreamed of becoming a superhero. But we grew up realizing that it's some screwed up fantasy. Our protagonist, aka Minoru Kaganu, grew up not realizing it. He wanted to be the Eminence in Shadow. Where did he learn this phrase? We don't know, but we know that this screw-up freak strives to be so powerful to withstand a head-on, point-blank nuclear missile explosion. The funny part, he dies at a young age while picking a fight with Truck-kun, and gets reincarnated in another world and become the nuclear missile himself. We get introduced to a lovely, high-class, arrogant young lady called Akane Nishino. She is the heiress of a large famous corporation in Japan and a drama celebrity. She meets her classmate Kageno, who has a mediocre side character loser student vibe to him, who rarely shows any interest in licking her boots like the others.
Okay.
He annoys Nishino since he doesn't even care to remember her name, and does not make her feel super special. As you can see from her death glare and smile, she hates him very bad. Especially when he's sitting next to her this whole previous 3 months, the guy doesn't look and focus on her when she talks to him. In the classroom, the students surround Nishino to lick her lovely boots like any other famous school female character in anime history, and to also ask her about the upcoming drama that she is featuring in. And while she is drunk in the attention and the licking of her boots, Kagano continues to be lost in his thoughts, completely clueless about the mundane discussions of his classmates. Akane, on the other hand, has worked really hard to get good grades to build a rapport with the teachers, while being in the good books of her classmates too. But there is a bad memory that keeps haunting her of the scandal that happened in the past and kept her from continuing in her drama career for some time. After the end of the school day, Akane calls her driver, but he does not answer. It turns out that he is surrounded by a few thugs who brutally beat him up, sending him to his maker. Clueless about this, Nishino decides to walk back home, but the same people love to go to a trip with her to some lovely place. As she was forcefully taken away, she sees Kageno watching the whole drama unfold from a distance. The boy decided to go after them and enjoy the trip, pounding them. After kidnapping Nishino, the kidnappers immediately send a ransom note to her parents. However, the cliched suit-wearing gangster is not interested in just sitting around and waiting, so he decides to give her a good experience, tickling her feet. It turns out that she has a previous experience in the past as well by a dirty loser stalker who had tickled her feet. In the present time, the kidnapper plans to do the same, but his eyes suddenly fall on a shadow standing on the roof and looking at him through the glass window, as if the guy is going to rain yellow water on them. Without a shred of fear, Kageno jumps straight in and introduces himself while wearing his pounding mask as the stylish thug slayer, aka the Homie Pounder. The cliched suit-wearing gangster tries to pull out a gun, but the Homie Pounder throws a shred of glass, hurting his hands and disarming him. After this, he grabs him John Cena style and flips him like a Japanese premium pancake, and finishes him with the hot stamp logo in the gangster's ugly face. Seeing this, the other reasonable gangster throws his pew-pew on the ground, because his doctor advised him, as it's very bad on his health. And he calmly introduces himself and casually mentions that he is an ex-military soldier. Kageno has always wanted to fight a military soldier, as it's a point in his to-do list to become the Eminence in Shadow. He shows the gangster his long and hard secret weapon, which of course are double crowbars. He takes the opportunity to educate the gangster on how to use something hard and long like these lovely crowbars. The Homie Pounder mentions that he is the same person who has been educating the biker homies gangs about how long and hard his crowbars are in recent times. All of these courses are free of charge off course. The gangster is shocked to realize that he is fighting the crowbar professor, aka the ski mask berserker. He tries reaching to his dangerous pew-pew, but it's too late for him now. The crowbar professor incapacitates him and continues teaching him of the other magnificent uses of crowbars. After he finishes, he then hides the crowbars like Harry Houdini. God knows where they went in. Later, he frees Nishino and advises her to not walk back home alone from now on unless she wants to be tickled again. After Nishino called the police, help arrived soon afterward, and her wealthy father ensured that the news did not reach the public, and the identity of the stylish thug slayer remained a mystery. When Nishino meets Kageno the following day, she has a feeling that he too is living a life in the shadows much like her, but has no evidence of it. Unfortunately, a few days later, while doing some shady stuff in a shady mountain road, Kageno picked a fight with the tough and speedy Truck-kun. The boy said goodbye to his life in this world, but not to his dream as he starts a new life in another world under the name of Sid Kaganu. He was born to a low-class baldy aristocrat, but he felt magic in this world that will help him achieve his shadow goals while pretending to be a side ugly loser character. And the first step he had to take is to sing a lousy cry to not struck his parents as an Oded baby.
I pooped.
Sid grew as a loser aristocrat child while living a vigilante life by training in secret and playing with his long and hard things. As a result, people eventually see his older sister Claire as the true heiress of the Kaganu family. Meanwhile, the boy continues his past life hobby of homie pounding. He secretly fights bandits as to become the Eminence in Shadow. He obviously needs money. I mean, a lot of money. The boy doesn't work for free, so don't think that our protagonist is fighting for a good cause. He developed this strange, slimy magic, which have many benefits. One of them is that he can make different long shapes, and the other is he can make it hard or soft whenever he wants. Please don't judge me here. I am only telling you about the slimy magic, and any misunderstanding here falls upon you. Meanwhile, after annihilating the bandits, he starts looting the stuff that those bandits stole from the passing-by caravan. While enjoying the loot, he finds something strange in the caravan, and when he gets close, he comes across a living and disgusting blob of rotting flesh. He takes the opportunity to test many shady stuff with this lump of flesh, as he would hurt himself in the process if he tested them shady stuff on his body. He didn't expect that someday this lump of flesh will get healed of the magical overload while he keeps on with the experiments. What's more shocking was the beautiful young elven girl who emerged from the rotten flesh. Being shocked of what just happened in front of him, he takes the opportunity to introduce himself as the Eminence in Shadow. For the first time in his short life, the boy also comes up with a stupid made-up plot. He told the girl that she was cursed, and he dispelled her curse that was put on her, and she apparently is one of the hero's descendants who had once fought to seal the demon Diabolos long time ago. And apparently there is a shady organization which goes by the name of the Cult of Diabolos, and this organization was the one behind her curse, and they are hunting the other hero descendants to help free and revive the sealed demon, Diabolos. After lying to her about all of this made-up story, he grabs her attention and bestows her with the name Alpha, after giving her the slimy magic and telling her his name is Shadow, the one who lurks in the shadows to hunt the shadows. Really? Someone hands this guy an Oscar, for God's sake. Alpha continues with the plot and starts to show her qualifications as a mafia boss by searching for the other cursed hero descendants to start an organization strong enough to take down the cult of Diabolos. They end up forming a group called Shadow Garden to fight against the cult. 3 years later, Alpha manages to find a few members, and the group is collectively called the Shadow 7. Meanwhile, Sid continues to train with his sister Claire. He shows us that he can beat up his sister in the moment he wants, but this will ruin his side character roleplay and continue to get beaten by her as always. In this amazing world, when the nobles turn 15, they are expected to join the Midgar Academy of Dark Knights in the royal capital, and now that the Hulk big sister has become 15, she enrolls there and is now ready to move out of the house for her formal education. Unfortunately, the day she is expected to leave for the royal capital, Claire suddenly goes missing from her room without any trace. It is soon revealed that she has been kidnapped. Sid's mother is furious and has an altercation with his baldy old fart about the lax safety, while the latter is shocked that someone managed to fight against her. Meanwhile, Sid himself is not that concerned. It's like the boy doesn't care what happens to his sister, as he knows she is a She-Hulk and can manage herself. But just in case, he meets Beta, who is a member of the Shadow 7, to figure out how they should be finding his sister. After taking cognizance of the situation, Beta finally meets Sid to discuss the course of action they plan to take. While Sid is confident that the kidnapping is the work of bandits, Beta reports that a high-ranking officer of the Cult of Diabolos is involved. The boy thinks that they are all ad-libbing him and just going with flow in his made-up story. He thinks Beta needs an Academy Award for her acting skills. According to her, they took Claire because they believe that she is the descendant of one of the heroes. Beta then opens up a map and shows Sid the possible hideout locations where his sister is probably taken. However, Sid feels that their initial assumptions are wrong. He randomly throws a knife on the map to tell them where to look, but accidentally misses the point wherever he planned to hit. To his surprise, Beta is ecstatic and believes that Sid just hit the nail on the head and pointed in the direction they were not even looking, and by a pure chance the knife hit the right hideout. Soon after this meeting, the Seven Shadows lead a surprise attack on the hideout. Meanwhile, Viscount Grease, the high-ranking officer of the Cult of Diabolos, is questioning Claire, and he finds her quietly tough. She tells him that her loser brother is the one who taught her to use magic perfectly while training with him, but he was so much of a loser and didn't learn anything from her, and that why she loves to pick on him every day. Oh my god, this girl really have a nasty attitude to others. Grease remembers that he heard that her brother healed her when she had magic overload and the curse appeared on her, but she denies that a loser like him can do something like this. The bad guy gains an interest in Sid and promises Claire that he will check him after he finishes with her test results. When she hears him talks about her brother like this, she breaks breaks her chains and lunges toward him, but only to be knocked down moments later. One of his men suddenly comes with the news that the hideout has been attacked by the Seven Shadows. Viscount believes that his men are powerful enough to be included in the Royal Guard, but to this shock, they are right now falling like flies in front of the enemies. When he is confronted by Alpha and her underlings, he fights for some time and realizes that they are very strong to handle by himself. Even after he uses a shady red pill that have the same effect of the blue pill you all know, he breaks the floor using his long and hard sword and escapes through the hole. Unfortunately for him, he ends up running into the homie pounder, who was lost after following the cult members doing his homie pounding stuff he loves. Sid appears to be a sadistic character, as he mocks the man's fighting abilities and teaching him how to use magic properly, even after the bad guy takes all the red bills available and bursts into huge magical powers, all this before killing him without any remorse. He has truly deserved the title of the homie pounder. The following day, Claire returns home after breaking her chains. Apparently they went there killing all the bad people and forgot the primary objective of the operation. They just left her to rot in the cell. Fortunately, her injuries are not serious and she heals soon enough to set out for the royal capital the next morning, as if nothing had happened at all. Truly, she is a tenacious She-Hulk. Later, when enjoying the sunset with the Mafia girls, Sid craves going the Midgar Academy to meet a strong protagonist-type characters while enjoying his side character shadowy stuff. But to his surprise, the girls tells him that now is the time to leave him, and this is their goodbye.
What the hell?
Now, don't forget to like the video and watch this other video, and thanks for watching.